We're going to have a look at the knee on belly drill. Another very important skill that you need to learn, not just side control and mount retention, but is also to be able to transition from side control to knee on belly. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so let's break that down. I'm going to establish side control. I have an underhook with my right arm, and I also have a crossface. My arm is under my attacker's neck, okay? From here, the transition is I'm going to post my left hand onto my attacker's shoulder. My other arm is going to post up onto his hip. That gives me the ability to post up and transition to knee on belly. So here, hand on my opponent's shoulder, my other hand on my opponent's hip. I'm going to put my body weight and post up, and I'm going to bring my knee onto my attacker's solar plexus. This foot is also placed out as well for base. Another important technical aspect is I'm going to catch the wrist. Because this is a no-gi technique, I'm going to catch the wrist and my far arm is going to latch over the back of his elbow. Okay. Now I can be as forceful and make it as uncomfortable as possible, especially if I work in law enforcement and I want to try and get the guy to calm down. I can use this as a pain compliance. So if he's acting very aggressively towards me, I can say, hey mate, calm down, and I'll release the pressure. So they can use it as a pain compliance too. Another important thing as well, it gives me the ability to scan and look around for any bystanders or possible threats, okay? Also, I have the ability to be able to disengage, okay? So if my attacker suddenly draws a weapon or something like that, I can quickly come back to my firearm, all right? So once I get into knee on belly, arm is going to latch over the top and I'm pulling him up, okay? My other hand is going to come to the back of his head, and if I want to really dry pressure, okay, I can make it as uncomfortable as possible, okay? As I pull him in towards me, another thing is they're going to try and push this knee off, okay? So I'm going to counter their movements by spinning around to the other side. So as my attacker pushes on my knee, he turns into me, my other hand is just going to post on his shoulder. Now my body or my legs is going to post around to now I get to the other side here. So now I can transition to the other side with the knee on belly, catch the wrist. This far arm is going to come to the back of the elbow. And now I'm in this position here. Now I don't necessarily have to stay here. I can always transition into the mount, okay? So if he is trying to post and push onto my knee here, maybe what I could do is I could let go of this arm and start underhooking this arm and get to this position here. This arm here is blocking his head. Now from here I can start the process of sliding my knee across and work into the mount, okay? From here we can, any number of ways, pin our attacker down. If we need to disengage, okay, if I achieve the mount and I need to disengage, especially if there's multiple attackers, what I can do is I'm going to bring my legs forward and I disengage by butterfly hooking my leg off. Okay, now from here I can achieve back to knee on belly, or if I need to get away, I can just disengage and push away. So one more time. So we're here, we've taken the fight to the ground. I have my attacker's shoulders pinned. From here, my hand that's under my attacker's head is going to post on his shoulder. My right hand is going to be where his hip is. Now from here, I'm going to push and post up. My knee is going to drop down onto his ribs. My far leg is used as a post. Now from here, because it's a no-gi technique, we catch the wrist. My other arm here comes to the back of his tricep, and I'm going to pull him up this way. I have complete control to hold and pin him down, and I can be as make it as uncomfortable as possible as need be, okay? In desperation, they're going to try and turn it towards me, so I'm going to counter his movements by moving my body around and catch to the other side. So here, my arm now, opposite side, catches the back of the tricep. My other arm here is going to come to the back of his head here. And don't forget, I have the ability to strike my opponent as well. If this is MMA or self-defense, I have the ability from here to strike my opponent. If I choose to mount, He might try and push my leg off. I use this arm to handbrake his head. Now I can disengage with this arm and I can underhook this arm. So as I underhook, now I can slide into the mount position, okay? If I want to disengage, okay, from here, I bring my legs up nice and high, hand out to base. Now I use a butterfly hook. So I flick my leg off and then I can come back and achieve knee on belly. And that is the knee right drill.